morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. So, shall we start the session, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We
Okay,
can.
thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Very good morning to one and all present here. Today is our fourth day for this faculty development program. Today's our chief guest is Dr. S. Kanimuthu. He has around the 15 years of teaching experience, also research experience in various institutes under the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. He completed his PhD at Anna University, Chennai. He completed his Master of Computer Science and Engineering at Kongu Engineering College, Erode. And he completed his BTech IT in Park College of Engineering, Coimbatore. He, under his supervision, two are completed their PhD, and moreover, seven research scholars are doing the PhD. He published three patents and more than 45 research articles in Scopus and SCI indexed journals. Also, he written four book chapters and he presented more than 10 papers in various conferences. He is acting as a reviewer for 18 refereed journals and books. He delivered more than 100 guest lectures at various institutions. Also, he received a number of funds from CSIR, ISRO, and DRDO to organize the seminars and workshops. He successfully completed the more than 601 online certification course in Coursera. He completed 41 specialization course and 4 professional certificates. He completed HackerRank certification in Java, Python, SQL, and problem solving. His area of interest is artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data analytics, and data structures and algorithm design. So, he is the right personality for today's session. Today, he is going to deliver the session on hate space detection in social media dataset. Sir, now the dais is yours.
Thank you, ma'am. I think screen is visible, ma'am.
Sir, yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today, I wish to present a session on hate speech detection by using social media data sets. Hello, this is Kanimuthu from CSC Department of Karpagam College of Engineering, Coimbatore. Today's agenda is to discuss the introduction about the hate speech detection, and I will give preliminaries which is pertaining to sentiment analysis and what are the steps involved in detecting the hate speech by using machine learning methods and the steps needed to pre-process the data and select the features while performing uh, detection of hate speech and how to apply machine learning models and evaluate the algorithm performance by using the methods, various methods. Okay, I start with the introduction. Actually, the toxic online content has become a major issue in today's world because of exponential increase in the use of internet by the people of different cultures and educational backgrounds. Okay. The diversity is more. So differentiating the hate speech and offensive language is a key challenge in the automatic detection of toxic text content. So we are in a position to devise an intelligent approaches which will be able to automatically detect or classify the tweets or comments which is posted on social media. There are two kinds of tweets. There is that we have to classify. One is hate speech and non-hate speech. Okay. So the data which is pertaining to different domain. Okay, maybe a political tweet or political message or social relevant messages, etc. So we can text for that we can share information which is pertaining to any organization. Okay, so by using those texts, we are in a position to classify the text, which may be a HPs or non-HPs. So we need to get rid of the HPs and offensive languages, which may not be displayed on the social media environment. Okay. So to classify the tweets are social media content, okay, which is posted on social media portal. We need to use intelligent approaches. Okay, so one of the major approach used to classify the hate speech is sentiment analysis. It's also called as sentiment. That is opinion mining. It is a subfield of natural language processing. It is used to monitor the product or object sentiment. Object may be a person or in a product or any other information. So we can monitor product or object sentiment in feedback received from the user. Okay, so it is an automatic analysis of a product, uh, okay, which is given by the user. Okay, based on the feedback which is given by the user, we can classify whether the text content or image or video content is positive one or negative one or neutral one. Okay, so we can perform opinion mining and sentiment analysis by in terms of the intelligent approaches uh, on text or image or video content. Okay. So for here we are in a position to classify the hate speech and non-hate speech. So we need to follow the machine learning steps. First step we have to do is data collection. After collecting the data, we can directly apply the machine learning algorithms. So we're in a need of data pre-processing. So which has two major steps. One is data cleaning and feature generation. Okay. If you are not performing the data classification, data inconsistencies may occur, which leads to reuse and accuracy. Okay. In machine learning, there is a data classification. So we use data cleaning and we generate the feature. Actually, we deal with the text, image, or video in social media content. Or combination of those informations may be possible. So it contains huge amount of features. Okay, most of the data that you are facing in social media is unstructured one. So these unstructured data contains many features. Now we are in a position to reduce the features. After selecting the feature, we need to reduce it. That is, we need to select only relevant features that can be performed in data preparation stage. Then after that, we need to apply machine learning algorithms for generating the intelligent model to better classify the catch fees and non-catch fees. Finally, we can evaluate the performance of your model, that is machine learning model, by using the performance measures such as accuracy, precision, recall, F measure, etc. In data cleaning stage, that is, for example, I wish to perform hate speech detection. That is based on the textual information. Means first of all, we need to do is punctuation. Okay, punctuation does not create any impact in classifying the text. That is hate speech and non hate speech. So we need remove the punctuations, comma, semicolon, etc. Okay. Next thing is stop words removal. For example, we are aiming to that is remove the articles preposition, which may not help us to find the context or the true meaning of a sentence. Okay, it does not carry any true meaning of the sentences. For example, the tweet content or Facebook comment, if it has a and the means, you can remove that. It does not carry any meaning. By using that, we can't do any classification and all. So we need to get rid of those things. So just remove these stop words. Next thing we do is stemming. Okay, stemming is the process of reducing the uh, that is actual words to the root word. Okay, for example, converting the actual word to root word. I tell a word, for example, wanted. From the wanted word, we can identify the root word called want by using the stemming process. There are several stemming algorithms are available. One of the famous stemming algorithm is Porter stemmer. And we use a lemmatization session. Okay, it is a process of grouping together the different inflected forms of a word so they can be analyzed in a single item. For example, runs, running. A run can be treated as a lemma called run. Okay, basic word, the root word. Okay, so this is the process of data pre-processing tasks. Some of the other pre-processing tasks are available. We can remove the word which has a long length. That is one kind of pre-processing, and we can transform the cases. Okay, for example, we have a word called run, which is capitalized, and we have another word called run. This is contains only small letters. So if you use miscellaneous tasks means these two variable, there is two words are considered differently. So to get rid of that, we follow the unique format. That is, just to transform the cases to smaller form in all the words. Okay, that is one kind of data pre-processing. And also we are in a position to recognizes the words which may be available in different languages. Maybe it may be available in Tamil language, English language, or in Hindi language, etc. We need to take care of this. So anyway, you are inputting the data as a text, image or video, every format. Don't bother about that. All the format are converted into numerical value only. Okay, because your machine learning algorithm only supports numerical content. Okay, for making the classification and all. So every data will be converted into, that is transformed into numerical format only. Even you are having the content, that is textual content in terms of comments, which is considered to be a string, that should be converted into numerical format. Okay, that is one kind of pre-processing that is done with the help of feature generation. Okay, one of the feature generation mechanism called a bag of words, that is BOW. It is a representation of text that describes the occurrence of a words within a document. Okay, within a document, we need to identify the occurrence of a word. Okay, for example, we have 100 feeds. Okay, so every tip will be considered as a record, and from the there is a command set of commands. We need to find the occurrence of words within a document. It involves two things. One is we need to find the vocabulary of known words. Okay, we have 100 commands. From that, we have unique words that you have to gather. Then we need to use measure of the presence of unknown words. We can mention presence or absence of in terms of binary value or number of occurrence of a words in a document. That can be possible. Okay, so basically we do identify the frequency of a known words. It is called bag of words because any information about the order or structure of words in the document is discarded. Okay, the order of a words in a sentence or structure of the words in a sentence is not considered in feature generation. So that is why it is called bag of words. Okay, order is not a member. So order sometimes the order plays a vital role, but we are in bag of words. We are not considering about that. That is, we are not considering about semantic aspects of the words in a comments or a sentence. Okay. Next, the model is only concerned with whether the known words occur in the document or not available in the document. Okay, so with the help of frequency. Okay, that is we use term frequency. Okay, shortly called as TF. Next, I wish to tell about the example for an bag of words concept. It has several steps that I told already. First, we need to collect the data. I tell the example below is a snippet of the first few lines of text from the book A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, taken from the project Gutenberg. So here I have several sentences. There are four sentences here. Four sentences here. The sentences are: it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, it was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. Okay, these sentences are inputted to the data pre-processing engine. First, it will identify the tokens. Okay, you need to tokenize the sentences. No, tokenize means converting the sentence into set of words, backup words. So here, from that, we need to design the vocabulary. Okay, what are the different distinct words which is available in these sentences? For all the sentences, what are the unique distinct words are available? Okay, here we have it was the best of times, worst age, wisdom, pollution. These are the words, different words available. There is considered to be a vocabulary. Okay, so here out of these sentences, I have retrieved the features. How many features? 10 features, I think so. 10 features. So the 10 features are 10 words. 10 words will be considered say features. So here feature will be represented as a column vector. Okay. We have four sentences now. So four records are available in this example. Okay. And 10 features are retrieved. So your data set contains 10 into that is 10 by 4 matrix, two-dimensional matrix. So anyway, if your data contains in terms of text or video or image, means it should be converted into a matrix which contains numerical values. Okay, if you use term frequency, means the occurrence of a number of occurrence of a particular word in a document may be presented. Okay, I tell the example for that. Next step is creating the document vector. There is vector, something like a matrix we have to form. The next step is to score the words in each document. The main objective is to turn each document of free text into a vector that we can use as an input or output for a machine learning model, because we know the vocabulary has 10 words, which is retrieved from the program. By using Python program language, we can do that easily. By using set data, we can do that. We can use a fixed length of document representation of 10 with one position in the vector to score each word. The simple scoring method is to mark the presence of a word as a Boolean value. One per present, zero per option. Okay, that I told already. Otherwise, we can maintain a frequency. Using the arbitrary ordering of words listed in the above our vocabulary, we can step through the first document. Okay, it was the first of, it was the best of times. That will be converted into binary vector like this. Okay, if you use presence or occurrence of a presence or absence of a document, you can use. The first document content is it was the best of times. That is represented as a matrix, something like this. So it one was one, there one, best one, half one, times one. This is the presence of document, presence of word in a document. These are the options. These are not available in the first sentence, so that is mentioned as a 0 here. For other words, it has same kind of format that you have to follow to convert the textual content into a matrix or a vector. So these four vectors, that is four records are stored in terms of matrix. Okay, each vector contains 10 columns. That is 10 features. Okay, presence of a word may be represented as 1 and absence of a word may be represented as 0. This is the example for feature generation. Next, we can also use that is initially I told about the presence or absence of a document. That is one kind of representation, vector representation. We can also use term frequency, inverse document frequency. That is TF-IDF. It is a numerical statistics method that is intended to reflect how important a word is to a document. Okay, so the relevance or importance of a word to a document can be represented with the help of TF-IDF. It is often used as a weighting factor in searches of information retrieval. Okay, the TF-IDF formula is term frequency into inverse document frequency. Here T is a term, D is a document, N is a count of corpus. The count of the number of vocabulary. Okay, and the corpus, the total number of documents set. How many documents we are having? Number of that is words in a vocabulary, and the document, and T is a term. So the term frequency can be calculated by using the formula count of term in a document divided by number of words in a document. count of term in a particular document divided by number of words in a document. Okay, total number of words in a document. And DF, that is document frequency, can be computed by using the formula occurrence of term in a document. Okay, and IDF can be calculated by using N divided by DF. N is a now count of corpus divided by document frequency. And IDF, for example, if document frequency is 0, means it will lead to indefinite form, no? So we need to smoothen the that is equations. So smoothen the data. So we use logarithmic. That is, we add 1 with document frequency and just apply logarithm. So because sometimes you may get the large values when you take care of occurrence of a term in a document. So to simplify the inverse document frequency, we apply logarithmic log of n divided by tf plus 1. Why we apply plus 1 means sometimes document frequency may reach to 0, which leads to indefinite form. So next, term frequency, that is TF IDF can be computed by using term frequency of T comma D, that is term comma document, into logarithmic value of n divided by document frequency plus 1. This is the formula for TF IDF. So we may associate one word with another word. That is how one word is relevant to the particular document by using the TF IDF. That is one kind of methods we use. And after using, that is pre-processing, we can apply machine learning model. That is your data, okay, your input vector. Since it is a supervised learning method, we deal with in both input vector and as well as output vector. Here input vector, we have numerical data, numerical information, sometimes binary value or sometimes frequency of a word in document. Sometimes we may use TF IDF model, etc. And output vector may be a binary classification or ternary classification, etc. For example, the HP's command is non-HP's. HP's means, but that is an example for binary classification, that is 0 or 1. Sometimes the neutral speech also available. In that case, it will be considered as a that is a ternary classification. So we may use Bayesian classification, logisticals, and support vector machines. Sometimes we may use a deep learning model, also called as multi-layer perceptrons. Next, we can evaluate the performance of the machine learning model by using different performance measures such as accuracy, precision, recall. Okay, if your data is imbalanced, one means accuracy may not be suitable measure, so we can use precision, recall. Okay, so I saw the demo for doing hate speech analysis with the help of Jupyter Notebook. Here, my objective is to show the demonstration to detect hate speech in tweets. I take the hate speech if it has a racist or sexist sentiment associated with it. Okay, so our task is to classify racist or sexist tweets from the other tweets. Okay, first I need to import the libraries. So here I have imported, that is installed Jupyter themes, okay, to visualize the data effectively. Next, you have to here I am using machine learning libraries, as I said already. First, for loading the files and deal the data in terms of matrix, I use pandas library, and if I wish to perform matrix computations and other calculations, I can use numeric Python. For data visualization purpose, I may use Cbon library and Matplotlib library. Okay, and I have imported Jupyter themes for drawing word cloud, etc. Next, by using read underscore CSV file, which is situated in pandas library, to load the input, that is input as well as output vector. Okay, please note that the data is not preprocessed until now. Now I have data in CSV format, which is inputted to the passed to the read underscore CSV function. Next, this read underscore CSV function returns data frame, which is considered by matrix kind of data, which contains ID, label, tweet. Label is a output vector and tweet is a input vector. Here is not, we are not preprocessed now. I'm going to convert into that is vector format by using any method. Either I may use term frequency or TF-IDF, etc. So ID is not used for machine learning analysis, which does not carry any information which is not relevant for the analysis. So here label contains two forms of data, 0 or 1. 0 means non-gate speech, 1 is hate speech. Okay, this is the textual information which contains some prepositions or the other symbols that can be removed. Okay, so by using variable name itself, we can print the data which is available in the test TSV file. Now, my file contains 31,962 records and three columns. Three columns, one column is not relevant as I said already, and two columns are important. That is input vector and as well as output vector. So you can display the metadata information by using the info method, and we can describe the statistics about the data by using the describe function. That is count of a data, mean, standard deviation, 20% of the data, 50% of the data, 70% of the data, etc. This is an example for five-point summary. Okay. Next, I just wanted to print feed itself. Okay. So I use a filtering mechanism that is corresponding to a data frame available in Python. So by using data frame name, okay, after loading the data will be stored in terms of data frame. No, we can access tweet itself by mentioning the column name. Now I wish to drop the ID, which is not relevant for analysis, sentiment analysis. So I just use drop method to drop the ID. If I mention axis equal to 1 means it will delete the entire column. If you mention axis equal to 0 means it will delete the entire row. Okay. After removal, you may have only two vectors, input vector and output vector. Next, we can export the data set. Okay, there is frequency of the positive and negative data. Okay, so this is there is non-heat space contains many information, and the head space contains only few. We can display this with the help of histogram. Histogram x-axis represents the possible values output vectors, and y-axis represents the frequency of the particular classification of the text. So we around 30,000 of text contains non-git space, and around 2,500 kinds of data contains head space. Next, we need to display there is histogram in terms of label by using SN. There is a CBAN library. Okay, you can use this plot or count plot. Next, I wish to extract the length of each and every tweet. Okay, I wish to find the length. So that is done with the help of len method, len parameter, which is passed in an apply function to identify the length of each and every sentence in a tweets. Okay. So we have retrieved the length also. Next, we can, based on the length, we can plot the histogram. Okay. So how many words that is contains length 50, length 100, length 150, that can be plotted with the help of histogram. And we can display the 5-point summary by using describe, which I already told. Next, I can identify the word which contains shortest length. Okay, by using length parameter. Okay, so length field I have computer now by using apply function. Okay, this data set contains length column. From the length column, I can identify the shortest that is data with the shortest length. That is sentence with shortest length. Okay. Next, we can identify the average length with the help of the filtering mechanism. Okay. Here, how I identified average means in 5-point summary, I have identify the average length. Okay. See here, the average length of a text is available here, no? So by using conditional operation, I can filter that. Okay, here I mentioned 84. Next, I can print the label which contains 0. Okay, that is non-gate space. That is positive text. That is stored in the positive data frame separately. Positive content stored in separately. And also we can display the negative content. Okay, that is filtered by using data frame. Okay. Next, what I do is just plot the word cloud. Okay, word cloud for positive sentence, word cloud for the negative sentence, which is mainly used for visualization purpose. So I just extracted all the sentences. All the sentences are inputted to the are converted into a single string. All the words, comments are stored in a single sentence by using join method. Then by using word cloud library, I just draw the figure which contains words. Based on the frequency of the word, it will be highlighted actually in a word cloud. You know already about this. By importing word cloud library, I can do that. We can draw the word cloud for positive sentences. We can draw the word cloud for negative sentences. Okay. Next, I told that we do free processing. No, I just wanted to remove the punctuations. Okay, comma, semicolon, dot, plus, minus, star, and all these things. These data are the example for punctuation. These data are removed from the text. There is a document. Okay, I show the example for word, the sentence, and how I remove the punctuation from the sentence. So I use a list comprehensive method. Okay, I use char in test. If char not in punctuation, so I will retrieve the data which is not a punctuation and stored in a list. This is a list of letters. These will be converted into a string by using the join method. Okay, this is example. I make use of these functionality for my input, that is text data. Okay, I use programming method, the Python programming. Initially, I create empty list and retrieve the word which does not contain the punctuation and join the characters by using the join method. Okay. Next, I wish to remove the stop words. The stop words are removed with the help of NLTK library. Okay. So I use language as a increase. Other language also may support NLTK. Okay. Next, after removing the stop words, we need to vectorize the data. As I told already, we consider the presence of a word in terms of 1, absence of word in terms of 0. This is a basic vectorization. It is count vectorization. So I use count vectorizer library to convert the set of tweets into vector. So here I get the vocabulary from the sentence with the help of get underscore feature underscore names. After getting the vocabulary, I construct a matrix and I use fit underscore transform method to convert the set of sentences, set of tweets into vector. Okay. For the purpose, I need to create a constructor for count vectorizer. Next, what I do is I combine all these functionalities. Okay, I have defined these things for the example. I need to apply punctuation removal, that is stop word removal, and count vectorization for my data set. So I define a function message screening, which do punctuation removal, that is stop words removal, and it will convert the data into matrix. Okay, that is performed here. So I combine previous operations here. That is shown for the example. Now this is for data set. So after removing the punctuation, okay, message screening, I just identify the features. Then after I identify the features or vocabulary, I just apply use count vectorizer functionality to convert the data, textual data into vector. So your data will be converted into a matrix here. I can identify the shape of the matrix. This matrix contains, of course, number of tweets, that is 31,962, and the number of features that you deal with 47,386. This is a big issue. Okay, because in a tweet, set of tweet, there are several words available. No, each word will be considered as a feature. So the feature that you deal with unstructured data is very high. So after converting the data into matrix, we need to apply the machine learning model. For evaluating the performance of the model, I need to divide the data set into two halves. One is training part and testing part, which is done by using train underscore test underscore split method. Then after converting the train underscore split into method, I need to apply machine learning model. That is, I have used a Bayesian classification model to generate a machine learning model. Here, while dividing the data set into two part, I consider 80% of the data will be considered a training data set and 20% of the data considered as a testing data set. So I have mentioned test underscore size equal to 0.2. Here I have used a Bayesian classification method which has two variety of algorithm. One is Gaussian Bayesian algorithm. Another one is multinomial Bayesian algorithm. Consider if your input vector contains numerical data, means you can use Gaussian Bayesian algorithm. Now here I have used presence or absence of a data in a sentence. Okay, that is your vector is a binary vector. Okay, either 0 appears, otherwise 1 appears. So I need to use multinomial Bayesian classification method just to create a constructor for that. Then generate a machine learning model by using a fit function which accepts input vector and output vector, training set input and training set output, which is returned by train underscore test underscore split. Then I can draw the confusion matrix, okay, which contains four data: true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. Okay. So the true positive means the positive, the non-gauge space is correctly classified. False positive means hate space, that is hate space is classified as non-gauge space. False negative means non-gauge space is classified as hate space. And the true negative means the non-hate space is correctly classified. Okay. Here false negative will be considered type 2 error and false positive will be considered type 1 error. The other name for false positive and false negative respectively. Next, by using confusion matrix function, we can draw the confusion matrix to get to know about the how many number of records correctly classified or misclassified. Okay. By using Seaborn library, we can draw the heat map for that. Next, we can identify the accuracy, precision, recall values, F1 score values with the help of classification report. Okay. So this is plotted here. Then we can also use a loss regression model for classifying the data, that is gate space and as well as non-gate space. Okay, that is done here. Again, you just create a constructor for loss regression and train the machine learning model with fit function. Then use predict function to uh, evaluate the performance of the model. Okay. So this is the predicted output which will be compared with the actual output to evaluate the performance of the machine learning model. The same thing, but we are using different algorithm. Okay. So I hope you understood about how hate speech reduction is performed with the help of one of the natural language processing technique called sentiment analysis. Okay, this will be beneficial to you. Okay, it may be an eye opener for you to do research in terms of natural language processing. So thanks for listening. You can contact with me using different portals. Note my email ID and phone numbers and LinkedIn. Thanks for listening. With this, I stop this session. If you have any queries, please raise. Any queries?
The participants, do you have any queries? Participant, anyone who want to ask any questions? Sir Kanimuthu, sir, I think that there is no questions.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. And we would like to thank Dr. S. Kanimuthu who has taken this session. And participants, tomorrow we will be having the final day session. And Professor Dr. Arun Kumar from Karpagam College of Engineering, he will be handling the tomorrow session. And all the participants are requested to fill the attendance feedback form, which it has been posted in your chat box. And we will meet you by tomorrow morning. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Sir, Kanimuthu, sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.